Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on Superman and Lois Season 4. So hopefully around this time tomorrow from when this video will come out, we will have the panel for Superman and Lois's fourth and final season at San Diego Comic-Con, where we should presumably get another look at the final season on top of the trailer we got a few days ago. So hopefully whether it's a completely different trailer or just an extended version, one of the two, hopefully. I don't know, fingers crossed. Now, many are wondering what that potential additional look could contain compared to the previous trailers, but that is for us to wait and see, I guess, if anything does drop. But one thing that came out over the past day or so, roughly, hopefully, at least from when I'm making this video, well, it's been the past day or so at the very least, but it has something to do with the finale or the series finale for Superman and Lois, which will be episode 10 of this fourth season. Now, due to the topic of the video, be sure to let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below, because you're probably going to have varying thoughts, but you also might have some other ideas or guesses as to where things are going. Just curious to hear what people have to think, so let me know. And of course, enjoy the video, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So as I said, this has popped up, like the past day or so roughly from when I'm making this video, and many are jumping to conclusions when it comes to it, though that conclusion could be the truth. So I think it's worth tossing up what is real and what is not real. So without babbling on, as you can see here, we have the IMDb page, or at least a cropped version of it to just show what's needed for the series finale or season finale or season 4 finale or episode 10 of season 4 for Superman and Lois. The episode title being It Went By So Fast. This of course being directed by Gregory Smith and also written by the two showrunners of Brad Fletcher and Todd Helbing, which you'd expect for a series finale. But as we look down a bit, we have some of the cast list. This is usually updated when they do confirm certain aspects as to who is and isn't in specific episodes. Of course, we have Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. Duh. Vitsy Tulloch as Lois Lane. Duh. Superman and Lois. Makes sense. But then we have a bit of a familiar looking grin in the form of Tom Cavanagh. Now, you might be wondering, Paige, you idiot, what's going on here? So, of course, this isn't too surprising, as, we all heard from the man himself that he would be in the final season of Superman and Lois. He said this a few months ago, so, presumably this was the series finale that people thought would be the case, based off the context of the conversation that was going on at the time when he brought that up. But it wasn't 100% confirmed at that time that he would be in the finale itself. Just the final season was confirmed. But he didn't say who he was playing, just that Todd Helbing had a role for him in the show for the final season. But as we can see here, it decides to list the character that he is playing, and it isn't Bob Bobkins or Phil McCrotch, but Eobard Thawne. Now, at the event that Tom Cavanagh was at, as I said, it was about a few months back, can't remember exactly what convention it was and when it was, but he didn't say what character he was playing, and as I said earlier, even specifically what episode he would actually be in, though it was believed and assumed to be the finale, as, once again, like I said earlier, it was what they were talking about at the time, because they were talking about the potential of him directing the finale, and then the option to appear in the show came up because they already had a director for the finale, and Tom Cavanagh either likes to direct series premieres or series finales when it comes to other shows that he's not in. But specifically when it comes to the character, the fact that it wasn't mentioned exactly who he would be playing does leave the possibility of it actually being Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, very open. But the big question is that actually likely? And look, to be honest, I know a lot of people think this will be the case, or at the very least really want this to be the case. I don't know how many people are like saying, oh, I'm putting $100 in this to say that that's 100% happening, but I think a lot of those people will be like, yeah, I really want this to be the case, that he is showing up as Eobard Thawne. I just don't see it that way, honestly. I just can't. I just feel like it would be super out of place, especially if this appearance of Tom is in the series finale like it's being assumed. Maybe, this is a big maybe, but maybe if it was in like an earlier episode, not necessarily like episode 2, but even like episode 7 or something around that area, 6, 7, maybe even 8, I think I'd be more inclined to possibly line up with the thought that maybe it could be Eobard Thawne that he does show up as, seeing that it wouldn't be, like a vital episode where there could be room for an appearance like that. Like obviously in like the finale, you got to focus there, on certain things. But in episode 7, you can maybe spare a bit where you can include that character. But in the finale, I don't know. I just don't think they would do that. At least a show like Superman and Lois, which is sort of, gone out of the way to present and set itself up the way it has, and just a random Reverse Flash appearance in the finale would pretty much go against that, especially because the character hasn't been in the show at all, ever. Never been in there. Like, if it was Diggle, I'd be like, okay, maybe I could see Diggle maybe being in the finale, because at least he's got a presence in this show already, as let alone just being confirmed on this earth. But Reverse Flash and Eobard Thawne, incredibly random. But here's the thing, is the finale just maybe where he, and I say he as in Tom Cavanagh, shows up and he is playing a different character? Well, I think that sounds way more reasonable. Though, as I said, it isn't a 100% confirmed fact or anything like that, that the finale is where he is showing up. I've said that a couple times already, but I just need to make that clear. But, a new character, or at least a character that isn't Reverse Flashed from the Flash show, showing up is way more realistic in my opinion. I mean, it would be way more realistic sounding if Reverse Flash and the Flash were to show up, not just Reverse Flash. If someone was trying to claim that both of them showed up, it'd be like, that's actually way more believable than just Eobard showing up. But as we know, and some of you might already know this, we have mentioned it like once or twice maybe in the past on the channel, but as we know, at the time of filming, really the entire final season of Superman and Lois, like I think it pretty much was when Superman and Lois started filming this was happening, but pretty much the entire thing, but just even the finale specifically, Grant Gustin, of course, who played the Flash, was doing Broadway. And I think he's still doing Broadway. I think he ends his run on Broadway fairly soon from what I saw recently. And there were little bits where he had breaks and stuff like that, but I highly, highly, highly doubt there was any chance that he was able to do anything with the show. But even then, like, I think they would have tried to advertise that potentially, just like they did previously, like the Flash's final season with like Stephen Amell returning and other characters like that. So yeah, it just, a lot of things go against it being the Reverse Flash that we know and love. I don't know, is love the term to use? Love to hate? Maybe that's a better word to use it. There's just too many things that go against that. And I think even just the logic part of it, like why? Like you just question why he would show up. Just, it goes against it completely. But here's the thing. If it isn't, like, is not going to be Reverse Flash, or specifically as the IMDb thing says there, Eobard Thawne, if that's not what's showing up, who could it be? Who is Tom Cavanagh playing? Because it's not like we're doubting Tom Cavanagh showing up. He said it himself. So if he doesn't show up, then we know who to go, what the hell, you told us, you lied to us. So we know he's showing up, so who could he be playing? Well, I think one that I like the idea of, and just in regards to a simplicity thing, especially if you're like going for like people that watch the Arrowverse or specifically the Flash, and are now watching Superman and Lois, and it's a bit of familiarity while also while adding a bit of like newness to it, if you want, or a bit of freshness to it, if you want to put it. Well, it's just this Earth's version of Harrison Wells. I think that's a simple one. Like it might be boring to some, but it's also something that makes a lot of sense. And you could do some fun things with it if you wanted to. Potentially, if you wanted to go down that route, I don't know, but that's just a simple one that I think makes a lot of sense. Another thing is that it's just a random character, like almost just a cameo of sorts, not necessarily, or it's a cameo of Wells, or it's a cameo of Thawne, or it's a cameo of, this character, but it's just a random character and it's more the actor playing a cameo. Almost like, I just saw Deadpool and Wolverine, so like in Deadpool 2 when like Brad Pitt shows up as that random character for like 2 seconds, that type of thing. Like you don't necessarily care about the character, but you care that, it's the actor. So you're like, it's Tom Cavanagh playing this random character in a funny scene potentially. And it wouldn't surprise me too much if this whole thing with Tom showing up is played for comedy. Wouldn't surprise me at all. The other option, which I actually do really like, but this is probably more specifically for the finale, and we did mention this like a while ago, I think when this first came up, that Tom Cavanagh was going to be in the show's final season, and that's that he plays an older version of a current character, more specifically someone like either Jordan or Jonathan. I think he could play an older version of either of those characters, because it does seem that we do a flash forward scene in the finale that, once again, that hasn't been confirmed, but there's things on set that give that impression. I could see him doing that, especially because I think the number was like 25 years or something like that. It seemed like we're going 25 years in the future, and the guy, like, well, they're about 16 or something, or 17 on the show, so they'd be like early 40s. Tom Cavanagh could play someone that looks like he's in his early 40s. I think he might be like 50 something, Tom Cavanagh now, but he can easily play someone that looks like he's in his early 40s, especially if you chuck a wig on or something like that, or like a hat or whatever. Just make him, dress him up differently or whatever it is. I could easily see that. I think Jonathan's maybe a more likely thing, but then again, maybe Tom Cavanagh wants to have superpowers, so maybe he'd want to be Jordan. I don't know. And another final one, and this is probably just a more random one, but I could see them maybe doing it, and I guess it lines up with IMDb saying there. What about if it's just this Earth's Eobard Thawne, but they're not evil? They're just like a scientist, they're just a smart guy. Maybe that works at like a lab or something like that, or whatever it might, or like a research facility. That could, or like a university. I could easily see that. That could be a bit of a play on it. Like he actually introduces himself as Eobard Thawne, but he's not evil. I can easily see that as well. But yeah, those are the options I can think of that could maybe work. If you have any others, let me know. But of course, Comic-Con is, or the panel for Superman and Lois at Comic-Con is tomorrow from when this video will go out. Hopefully there's some interesting things that come out of there. Obviously there is. We'll do a video on it. Don't know if I'll do it on the day that it comes out just because of the time difference. So it might come out the day after, but we'll wait and see what happens there. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts and everything we went over. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.